Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. It's Friday. I'm cold. Let me get my robe on. I wanted to come on and talk to y'all about walking in purpose. And maybe this is even different from walking in purpose because I feel like I've been walking in purpose before, but I haven't been here. And I know before I shared about the greatness of walking in purpose, how wonderful it feels because you know you're doing everything right and you're being guided. And it's so easy. Well, not easy, and that's what I want to talk about today, which is as good as it is, you don't honestly truly feel that goodness until you are in the goodness, right? You have to make critical decisions every single day in order to then realize, oh, I made a good decision. It's not like in the moment of making the decision that you feel it. For example, I wake up every day now between 4 and 6 a.m. And when I wake up, y'all, it is not always the greatest feeling in the world. And when I give myself a minute and I start hearing what God has planned for me today, and I get up and I start getting into it, that's when I feel like, oh, I'm so grateful I made the decision. But in the midst of making the decision, y'all, it's not easy at all. So what I wanted to talk about is when you have to say no, because that has been a tough area for me. While I am so grateful, truly, seriously, this is not like a whatever, I'm serious. I am so grateful that God takes that decision making power out of my hands. It's one less thing for me to do. It's one less thing for me to think about. I don't have to worry about it, even though sometimes I still find myself worrying about it a little bit. I know that if He says something, that's it. Then that's just the way it's meant to be. I ain't got to go back and forth. I don't have to ask 30 people. I don't have to spin my wheels. God already gave me the answer and I could just do it. But sometimes doing it is a little bit hard. And an area right now where I am finding it to be a little bit difficult to sometimes be obedient is when I have to say no. And so there's two things. It's one, saying no, and it's two, the explanation. So for saying no, sometimes it's difficult because I have people in my life who are used to me saying yeah. They're used to me being a specific kind of resource for them. They're used to me delivering on whatever it is that they need. And there are a couple of instances that I'm thinking about right now at this second where God has said no. And there are some where I've taken this line and I've said no. And then there are some where I've kind of been skirting the line a little bit. He's going to deal with me about that, I know. But I just want to talk about that because the way I would justify it if I was talking to y'all and explaining this is saying, I no longer live my life for myself. I live my life for my God. I live my life for my Father. Therefore, if what I'm being asked to do does not align with what my Father wants me to do or what my Father has placed me here to do, I have to say no. I could say that to, I guess I should be saying it to everyone, but I know that there's a certain level of understanding that comes with that statement, especially when it's something where, I'll give you an example. Let's say someone wanted me to attend an event, right? And the event was about, I don't know, something related to my business or a good intention, good, wholehearted event. And if God says no, I have to say, no, I can't go. And the person's going to say, but hey, this makes sense for your business. This makes sense for everything I know about you. This makes sense for everything we've talked about. Like, why wouldn't you go? Like, that person may not understand that. And I'm in a place where I feel like I have to explain myself. Like, I can't just say no because these are people that I love that, care about me and I care about them. And I feel like I owe them an explanation as to why I'm saying no. And it's not always easy to give that explanation. Or maybe I'm just holding on to it because when I say it to you like this, I don't know. It's just something about saying, especially other people who are also believers, regardless of where they are in terms of their, their journey. But I think there's something inherently bad about saying, I said no. It kind of feels like a judgment call on the person or on the person's, okay, I'm back. My storage filled up. What was I saying? I don't remember exactly where I left off, but the point that I'm trying to make is just that sometimes saying no, I was saying, feels like a judgment call on the person. And I don't want to make anyone feel badly. I don't know why God said no sometimes. Sometimes I do. And I don't have to be sharing everything that I'm privy to all the time. But sometimes it's just kind of like, I don't know, but He said this isn't for me. And I don't know that people are always receiving that because my level of understanding may not be their level of understanding. And so for me, in order to not have to have difficult conversations, I've been kind of skating around how I say no and feeling a need to explain things that I can't or have no business trying to explain. And so actually maybe this video is more of a call to action moment for me. This is a accountability moment, I should say, for me, which is God said no, first of all, right? So I can't skate around decisions. If he already said no, I have to say no. That's what I have to go with. And the person on the receiving end is just going to need to understand that. But yeah, it's a slippery slope. It's very easy, like I said, to come on here and say, yeah, y'all, I can't do this anymore because my father, who I live for every single day, said no. And I think that's the other thing. I was rewatching the video last night that was, let me tell y'all something. Rewatching my videos bring me so much illumination into myself that I don't always get. I just like watch myself kind of, I don't want to say spiraling, but I watch myself constantly just going off into la la world. La la world at this point. I didn't even la la world. This one video I just watched, I kept talking about needing to plan. This is back when I was working on my goals, and I made the thing God told me, which are my goals for the year. And I took it upon myself to start making goals for the month and then goals for the week and figuring out what each day was going to bring. And I'm just like, Tashima, stop. I'm so grateful to have them recorded and watch them back. And the kids watch them with me too. And so I think it's a learning experience for them. I'm like, I know it's funny. I know, okay, let's make fun of mom because she's all over the place. But we all have this, right? We're not all recording our lives and watching it back and seeing how crazy we sound sometimes. But we need to stop and catch these moments. And I'm very grateful to God for providing that. I'm not grateful that they're all over the internet for the whole world to see, but I'm grateful that at the end of the day, the bigger picture is that they will change me. These videos will change me. They will help with my transformation. They will illuminate so much. And I know that at some point it'll help someone else. So fine. I'll be the face of whatever this is for now. But yeah, so why did I bring up watching the past video? I don't remember why I brought it up in this case. But I was saying that there's so much that I'm learning now or have learned that the person in those videos and the person before I started making those videos just would not get. There are just things that I'm only able to understand because I'm in it now, because I've experienced something that's led me to this point. And with that, I've become not overly, but I've become very cautious about what I share about my journey and what I don't share about my journey. With you guys in these videos, I say what is on my mind. I'm not necessarily holding something back because I don't know you. I don't know where you are. I don't know what. And the intention for this video is not to gear it toward a specific person, but to just show my love life, show my life, show my everyday, right? I'm gonna come back to what I was just saying. And I am getting more of that understanding of like why I'm doing this. In addition to helping me, myself, I recognize that a lot of times we see content creators and we see the thing that they want to put out or the thing that they're supposed to put out, but we don't see all those other elements. And I hope by showing you guys me how me and my kids, showing me in moments of not weakness, but in vulnerable moments, I'll say that I pray that helps to strengthen our relationship and also gives you more content and more context into these moments, these learnings, these teachings, right? Whether you're just watching YouTube, whether you're watching YouTube, reading the blog, and on the Instagram, whatever other avenues at whatever point you watch this video exist, I want you to be able to see me wholly. I don't want you to just see me once I've received something, right? I want you to see, wow, for 3 months, she was doing things this way. And then at some point, she learned this, and then her life changed into that, right? I want you to see, like, wow, this is the relationship she has with her kids. So when they come in the video, sometimes at the end of the night when I've been with them all day and I get maybe a little bit frustrated with them, y'all know it's like this lady has been dealing with these kids all day. And here they come and they still want more. I joke, but not really. But no, I pray that by showing you all of this, it's not meant to put content out. It's not meant to entertain necessarily, but I want to be able to show you me living my life. And I know right now I'm only showing me sitting behind this desk, sitting at this desk in this chair behind this camera. And I don't know that I'll ever bring you along with me as I do other things. I don't know that that's what this channel will be about, but I just hope and I pray, even as I edit my videos and I ask the Holy Spirit, like, let me cut this out because this is just long of me just talking about nothing. Also, it's not helpful because I no longer have that same way of thinking. And he says, no, leave it in. And I'm just like, okay. But I want y'all to know that still watching, if you've been watching my videos, if you're still watching, if this is your first video, whatever it is, if there's content in a video or across this channel that you're kind of like, why did she put this out into the world? It's because I want you to see me fully. So whenever something hits you that I say, that I do, that I have, whatever, I want you to know who I am and I want you to know where it's coming from. If I make a mistake, right, I want you to be able to know my character, right? How we just said just talked about this. I don't know. I don't remember if I put it on the channel, if it was just Instagram. Sorry, y'all. It's 6 a.m. So that's why I keep playing with my face and my glasses. But I think I talked about it on here too. But the Holy Spirit gave me that word about being able to, not use physical or worldly cues to determine good character. We're going to need to understand what's right and what's wrong, who's right and who's wrong, what the intentions, what do our hearts actually look like. And I want you to be able to judge that. I don't want you to just come on and hear me speaking something or reading something or sharing something and you have no idea whether or if that's just something I'm doing for an algorithm or just in that moment. I think that's really important. And so all of the different parts of my life that I show you on here, all of this like unscripted just conversation that I have on here, there's a reason for it. And I want you to be able to see me, understand me, or maybe not even necessarily understand me, but know my character, know my heart, so that as you hear these words, you can know for sure whether or not this is for you or not. Right? I pray you don't watch these videos and go, oh my gosh, this girl is just, I don't know, whatever you would think or judge about me. You could say I'm crazy. You could say I'm a lot. You could say she got a lot going on. You could say all those things, and they may be true. But again, my goal is that you know my heart and know that I intend to be good. I'm coming from what I believe to be a good place, and as I continue to learn and grow and be transformed, so will my life that will unfold here. So will my content that will unfold here, and so will my thoughts. So yeah, I needed to say that. And I said I was going to come back to something and I don't remember what it is. I'm sorry, I don't remember what I was going to come back to. But I did, it might be this, but I did want to talk about this decision to die to self every single day. So when I first heard that from Paul, I was kind of confused about what that meant. I had some initial understanding, probably from pastor or video or something like that, but I didn't really get it. And then at some point I was like, okay, I understand. We have to choose God every single day. Got it. Makes sense. While I had knowledge, I knew what it meant. I knew that it was something that happened. I did not have understanding. It is only now that I am even beginning to have understanding of what that means. And y'all, waking up every day and choosing Him is not just about waking up every day to pray. It's not just about waking up every day to read your Bible. Those things are essential. They're important. You should do them, and that's what you're being called to do it. But the reason why this is related to me saying no is because I am starting to see and understand and walk in wisdom around truly letting Him lead my everyday, which includes me waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. And even yesterday, like I told the kids, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to work from home tomorrow. By work from home, I meant like I was going to stay upstairs in my bed. And as I was saying it, I was like, well, that's what I want to do. I don't know what God's going to have. I'm sure He'll take my thoughts into consideration, but He's probably going to not go along with that plan. And it was not just me saying that, but honestly believing that I was going to have a decision to make. This morning, if God woke me up at our regular time, I would have to decide whether or not I was going to say yes, all right, I'm going to get up, or if I was going to say no, I'm going to stay here and do this. And I have that decision. I have the chance to say yes to that every single day. But so far, for the most part, I've been choosing to go along with what He says. And again, it's not until you're in the decision do you get to see the benefits of it. The last couple days, while I've woken up still with Him, I haven't quite said yes to all the other pieces, right? So usually I'll wake up upstairs in my room. I don't even check the time. I just know it's early. And so I'll wake up and I'll lay there for a little bit and I'll just start hearing a plan for the day. And it's so funny because watching back the video that I'm telling you about, that's all I kept talking about was like, God, I just want a plan for the day. I just want to know what I'm supposed to do each day. And I literally say like, maybe it's supposed to be I play it by ear. Maybe I'm supposed to just wake up, hear from you, and then do the thing. And I just kind of wanted that knowledge. I wanted to know that so that I could stop trying to plan it out. Because I was so focused in on the literal meaning of sluggishness and laziness. That's the video I was watching back, where I'm like, God, I don't want to be lazy, so let's get a plan together so I know what I'm supposed to do. I tried. I had good intentions, but it just wasn't it. But anyway, I say all that to say that I've lost my train of thought. I just started thinking about, do they have little stands for these mics? Because holding this thing is annoying, but when I put it down here, you can't hear me as well. So I've literally lost what I was saying. I don't remember, y'all. But my point in all of this is just saying yes to Him every single day is a choice. Oh, I was explaining to y'all. So when I wake up in the morning, I will usually lay there and He'll literally start giving me the plan. I'll start, okay, go to like today. I had to come downstairs, And I don't know how to say this because we know he knows everything. We know that he plans everything. But I can't help but to believe that God is taking into consideration me. Even though he made me, even though he knows me, even though he knows there are things there are things about the world that are still within me that I need to overcome. He still takes into consideration what I know to be true on this earth. Even though he came down in person as Jesus to understand us, to get that connection to us, to understand what it's like to live in sin, live in a sinful world, not live in sin, but to live in a sinful world in these bodies, right? He got that knowledge and understanding from Jesus. He's still, I think there's a level of, I walk this life, I walk this world. I don't want to say I have a better or different, like, God knows all. So my understanding is not his understanding, and it will never compare to his understanding. What I'm trying to say is I just believe that he takes into consideration what I know to be true, what I kind of sort of like a little bit of an iota, and I'm going to tell you why. Like, and this is when I tell y'all it'd be so simple, and I'm like, God cannot be in this. God is not worried about these things, but I know that he is. I see it. So one of the things when I first wake up that I like to do, or that God has usually told me to do when I wake. First of all, obviously I wake up, I pray, I talk with him. Whether that looks like formally sitting down and, praising him, worshiping him right away. It may not be that. It might just be literally I'm talking to you. I might just be talking to him like that. But it's Friday. Friday is the day that I usually do my shopping. And because it's a weekday, weekend shopping, weekend food shopping is a mess. It's going to be crowded. There's going to be things missing. But I like to do Friday mornings because most people are still at work. I'm outside with like the retired crowd. It's nice and simple and it's not stressful. Like Friday morning is my time to do that. And so I didn't get a chance to plan last night because I was editing videos that needed to go out. And so this morning when he woke me up, the first thing he said was, go downstairs and plan out your week so that you could do your groceries and get that done. And then and I'm like, he only said that, I believe, because he knows that's what I like to do. So let's let her do it. But that's part of me being able to be productive. Once that's out the way, okay, now dinner can go as planned. Now I'll have everything that I need. Now I can dedicate the time to cleaning my space because I'm not worried about, oh my gosh, I have to go put in the order for food. And because he knows all those things and he cares about me in all of those ways, the first thing he told me to do when I got up this morning was to create my list and make my order. And so, like I said, the more that I commit myself to him, the more that I follow on his plan and not my own, the more that we get to work in conjunction together because I'm much more aligned with him, his realm, his world, his vision, his purpose, all of those things. I'm not focused on the worldly things, so God can't listen to me because, especially when you're not even, it's like I finally bought into the vision. I finally bought into the plan. And not only am I just saying I have, but I'm walking it. And the more that I'm changed, the more that my heart is focused on him, the more that my intentions are focused on him, the more that I'm walking in what he is giving me, the more he is able to connect with me, hear me, and deliver for me a plan that not only works for his purpose, but supports what I need in order to be successful in all areas of my life. And I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately about how God cares about the small things. God cares. He cares whether or not I got nail polish on these fingers. He cares about my workout routine. Cares. All those things because they all impact me. And if I'm to succeed on the mission that he's given me, I need to be equipped with his word first and foremost, with his commandments, with his precepts, with his vision, with his plan, with his rules, all those things. All those things are important, but I also need to make sure I'm healthy. I also need to make sure I'm fed. I also need to make sure I have lighting, I have heat, I have a house, all of those things he cares about. He's in all of those things. And again, I've known this, right? I've had this knowledge within me for a very long time, but it's only now that I'm walking in it that I truly understand it. So I just wanted to say that and share that with y'all. Yesterday was the day, y'all. Yesterday was a whirlwind day. I didn't even record yesterday, even though I thought about y'all a lot and I had plans and intentions to. But yesterday was a day, and I'll be honest with y'all about what happened. So first I'll start with the day before yesterday where I woke up on time. Now here's the deeper layer to saying yes, right? Because we know that one of the things that's part of me saying yes every day is waking up early. And so I've gotten that down, even though it's still hard every morning. Every morning is hard, y'all. But I've got down to okay, I know I'm going to wake up early. I should go to bed early so I can prepare to wake up early. But that doesn't always happen. But anyway, I'm going to wake up early regardless of what time I've gone to bed. I got that down. But now the next part of that is, okay, wake up early and follow what he says to follow. And the day before yesterday, I woke up early, didn't follow nothing he said to follow, did my own thing from the start. And while there were opportunities throughout the day to change that, because my day started off center, it just went, I didn't want to say downhill. And I talked to you guys about that already. So you can go back and watch the video of that day. But it definitely went a little like, ooh, it was like a roller coaster. And at the end of the day, I missed that easy feeling that I've been feeling at the end of my days, where it's just kind of like, ooh, got stuff done. I was productive. I'm ready for bed. Like, that day was not that. It ended with just kind of like, oh my gosh, this day was a lot. Yesterday was another day like that, where my husband actually came home the day before yesterday. So I think Wednesday or Tuesday. So because I've been waking up now at 4 or 5 sometimes, I'm usually up and I'm in this spot by the time he comes in the door. So it's kind of like he goes to bed by himself. I go to bed by myself every night. I've been going to bed by myself every night. Well, not every night, but most nights he's not here. And I've been doing that for years now. And I've just had to get used to that. Now, we've had consolation because we at least have about an hour or so where, we're in bed together. And he's just kind of like, I just miss having that time with you. Like, I miss, having you there next to me in bed while I'm falling asleep. Like, I enjoy that time, even though I know we don't have the whole night together every single night. I just like falling asleep with you there. And without you there, it's been feeling really weird. And he came and shared that with me. And it hit me in the heart because I appreciate that. And I don't want him to feel like that. And just because I've learned how to go to bed on my own every night doesn't discount his feelings. And I kept that part to myself. But I heard him. And so Wednesday morning, God woke me up and I stayed in the bed and I waited for him. And we had a little bit of time in the morning just to, hug, just to cuddle a little bit. And I believe that I did that outside of alignment with God. I believe I did it because my husband asked it of me. And at some point, we're going to have to have the husband talk. I know that we will. I don't think it's going to be right now. But the context that I will give is that we have a lot of teaching the role of the husband and the role of the wife. And I know that I am supposed to be fully submitted to my husband as he is fully submitted to God. And in all truth and honesty, at this point in time, I don't believe that my husband is fully submitted to God. And I don't want to get into what that means right now. He believes, he is a believer, he has been born again, but he's just on a path right now. And the prayer that I have, and if you want to pray for me and pray for my family, a prayer that I would ask of you is to just let God lead him and let him listen for his voice and strengthen him and lean into the plan and the vision that he has for his life. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now. But the point I'm making is that my husband is not fully submitted to God. Therefore, I don't believe that I can be fully submitted under him. And while he's supposed to be the voice of God for me as the wife, for me and for our family, that's just not where we are right now. And so I am submitted under him because he is my husband at the end of the day. I am still getting my direction and flow from my father. And I'm working through this. So I'm not just telling y'all because it's uncomfortable and I'm feeling very vulnerable right now. I'm not just skipping over that because of that, even though it is a factor. But I'm working through what all of this means. And I don't want to get on here, especially in a topic like marriage and my husband, who's a whole other person, and I don't want to misrepresent him, what he is going through, what he experiences, what he's doing or not doing. I don't want to misrepresent that. And I also do not want to give fodder to this unfortunate world in relation to my marriage or my husband. So I'm being very careful about what I say, while at the same time wanting to share and be honest, because I know I'm not the only person in the world who's going through this. But so I'm saying all that just in case I'm coming across as guarded, especially when a few minutes ago I told you that I wanted to show you and share more with you so that you can judge my character or understand my character. But I'm working through what that means, and I'm working through how to navigate that. But one thing I know for sure is that I have to listen to my father. That is what I have for sure. That is the truth of my life. And I know that he'll never put me in a position to where we are butting heads or at odds. But I also know that his word comes first. And if right now I am the one that's hearing it, then I have to follow it. So I say that to say that this was an instance where if I was fully submitted under my husband, then I would know that everything that he says, or for the most part, as much as possible, everything that he says would be a directive or would be coming from the Father. And because I don't know that to be true, I can't always just blindly follow. At the same time, I can't just make a decision on my own. But I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to ask your opinion on this. Like, I have to go to the Father first. When I woke up and didn't get up early and waited for him, I don't even want to say that that was not the right decision, but I didn't bring the Father into that decision. I kind of did in the beginning. When he first came to me, I kind of said, God, you heard that? What am I supposed to do? And that was really it. I didn't really spend time with him trying to figure it out. And that morning when he woke me up, I didn't have that conversation with him. I didn't give him a chance to tell me what to do, which might have been stay here, which might have been say this to him, which might have been don't do it this way, do it that way. But I didn't give him a chance to. I just kind of was like, I want to avoid an issue in my marriage. I want to avoid, my husband feeling like I'm not paying him attention or I'm not taking time for him. I want to avoid that. And so I'm going to do things my way. And I say all of that to say why yesterday was chaos. It wasn't because I necessarily made the decision to stay in bed a little bit later. It was because I made a decision without making that partnership with God, without consulting him, without bringing him into it, right? I've been talking all this time about the importance of bringing him into every single part of my life. And there was a critical decision that I had to deal with. And rather than trust that he would hear me and hear him and make the best decision for both of us, I just made the decision on my own. And so yesterday, I started my day off not saying yes to him, not committed to him, not with him leading my life. I started my day off with me leading my life. And then came downstairs and pretended that I was letting him lead my life. Not on purpose. Okay, I'm reflecting on it now. And I'm able to say that now. But yesterday I thought, okay, I'm going to just stay up here for a little bit. And then I'll start my day. Then I'll start saying yes to God. And that doesn't mean that just because we start our day off on the wrong foot that we cannot change midway or later on. We absolutely can. But we do have to acknowledge. We can't just say, all right, like this is repentance, right? We can't just say, oh, I'm going to ignore you, but then I'm going to come back and start over because technically the day hadn't started yet, like, or whatever excuse we make up. No, we have to repent for that. We have to acknowledge we did the wrong thing. We started this day off on the wrong foot. We started this day off in our own understanding and not his. And we have to acknowledge that. And we have to talk to our Father about that. And I didn't do that yesterday. I came downstairs and tried to just have a normal day. And it was absolute chaos. It was some really great things. Some really great things came of it. And then I just wound up stressing myself out for hours about getting the whole thing done. And because I'm stressing and because I'm not working with God on this, I'm all over the place. Things are failing. Things are falling apart. My space is a mess. Nothing's coming out right. I'm doing 10 things at a time. And it was just so unhealthy and so chaotic. The kids' schoolwork suffered because I didn't get a chance to work with them because I was so busy working on this. And then once I finished that, this thing had to happen. And it was just like, and the whole time I'm going and I'm in the moment knowing that I shouldn't be feeling this. I'm in the moment telling myself, Tashima, you need to stop. We no longer feel this crazy chaos. We no longer do this. Stop. And I just kept going. But yesterday was a little bit of chaos and it continued. I didn't have a video to post for tomorrow, so I had to edit one. I edited that video, then decided to start editing another video. At this point, I think it's 8:30 when I started to edit the second video. I know I'm supposed to be upstairs at 9, so that by 10 o'clock I can start going to bed. It's 8 o'clock and it's 8:30. I'm about to start editing a 40-minute video. I don't think I finished till 10. And while in the midst of that, the kids were here and, we had a good time talking and laughing at me. But in the grand scheme of things, that just was not the way that the day was supposed to go. And so yesterday was chaos. And so I was determined. I was like, today I'm going to get up and do whatever he tells me to do. Forget I don't want to sleep in, but no, I would much rather have a good productive day than, start off with what I think I need when I know that there is my God that knows what I need. So I've been obedient. I came down, I made my orders. They'll be here this morning. I made this video and I am exporting the video that I edited last night. And I actually think I'm able to go take a nap, you guys. I feel that I think I'm able to go back upstairs. You know what I'm saying? And had I stayed in bed this morning the way I wanted to do it, I wouldn't have been able to get my food ready and delivered here this morning. But today I was able to get a Friday morning pickup firsthand. Everything went seamlessly. Tomorrow's video is done, about to be up. I got this done, which was really important to get out. Now I can rest and I don't have to worry that I don't have a video going out, that it's not coming in today, and all of the things. And this is what happens when you let God lead. Tashima. So on that note, I'm gonna go get some rest, and when I wake up, I'll probably do my workout I will go and do the food shopping. And for the kids, I think we'll probably do Genius Hour today. So have them do a little bit of research for Friday, and then they can enjoy their Friday. Thank you, Father. Again, I'm feeling this tired on a Friday. Like the kids were like, "Oh, Mom, but Sunday's almost here, and then you can really rest." And that's true. But because I had just those 2 days of misalignment with him. Look at me. I'm tired. I'm coughing. I feel like I'm getting sick. I'm exhausted just from 2 days of misalignment. And I thank God that He is forgiving and He's merciful. And so now, even though I'm sure this is coming at a cost, I'm pretty sure that in the grand scheme of God's plan, there was things that were supposed to happen today and yesterday and the day before that, or happen in a way that, He deemed proper, but is now not, because of those 2 days of misalignment. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. No shame and guilt. We're not doing that. But I'm very thankful that, we serve a merciful God and an understanding one. And now I can go and take my rest. So I hope I'll see you guys later. If not, I will see you tomorrow, and I'll let you know how the rest of today goes. So bye.